For 17 years, he strangled women and dumped their bodies on the same beach, again and again, while living 20 minutes away with a wife and kids. Police had 11 bodies and 0 leads. Until a half-eaten slice of pizza ended it all. Long Island, New York, 2010. Police searching for a missing sex worker named Shannon Gilbert stumbled onto something far bigger than they expected. Along a remote stretch of Ocean Parkway, near Gilgo Beach, they began finding bodies. Not one. Not two. Eventually, 11 sets of human remains, scattered along the same isolated highway over more than a decade. 4 of the victims, Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, and Maureen Brainerd Barnes, were found close together, wrapped similarly, clearly connected. The press gave them a name, the Gilgo Four. All 4 women had one thing in common. They advertised on online classified sites, and all 4 had vanished after arranging meetings with clients, only to turn up dead along this same stretch of parkway. Investigators quickly realized they weren't looking at 4 unrelated murders. They were looking at the work of one person, operating undetected, for years. And then the case went cold. Not for a few months. For over a decade. Investigators later admitted that the local police department handling the case had its own serious problems at the time, including allegations of corruption reaching all the way up to the police chief and district attorney. Evidence sat untouched. Leads went unchased. Meanwhile, the man responsible for these murders was living less than 20 minutes from where the bodies were found, going to work every day like nothing had happened. In 2022, a fresh team of investigators reopened the case with new eyes. They went back through old witness statements and found something that had been sitting there for years, a description of a pickup truck seen near the location where one of the victims disappeared in 2010. It was a small detail. But it was enough to start pulling a thread nobody had pulled before. That thread led them to Rex Heuermann, a 62-year-old architect from Massapequa Park, married, with children, running his own successful firm in Manhattan. On paper, he looked like the last person anyone would suspect. Investigators needed more than a truck sighting to move forward. They needed his DNA, and they needed it without tipping him off. So they waited. Detectives watched Heuermann's daily routine outside his Manhattan office, until finally, he did something completely ordinary. He threw away a half-eaten slice of pizza. Investigators recovered it from the trash. The DNA extracted from that pizza crust was compared to a male hair recovered years earlier from one of the victims' bodies. It matched. On July 13, 2023, police arrested Rex Heuermann outside his office and charged him with 3 murders. As they searched his home over the following weeks, more evidence emerged, burner phones, and cell records that placed those phones, and Heuermann himself, at the scenes where multiple victims had last been seen alive. Prosecutors soon added a 4th murder charge, then continued linking him to more victims as the investigation expanded. For nearly 3 years, Heuermann maintained his innocence, challenging the DNA evidence in court and preparing for a trial that was set to begin in September 2026. But in April 2026, just months before that trial, he changed course completely. In front of a courtroom, Rex Heuermann pleaded guilty to killing 8 women, Melissa Barthelemy, Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Megan Waterman, Amber Lynn Costello, Jessica Taylor, Valerie Mack, Sandra Costilla, and Karen Vergata. He told the court each woman had died the same way, strangled. In June 2026, Heuermann stood before a judge one final time. Victims' families spoke directly to him before sentencing, describing decades of grief and unanswered questions. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. His ex-wife, who had divorced him after his arrest, asked only that the focus stay on the victims, not on him. Even with a confession and a life sentence, this case isn't fully closed. Investigators are still working to connect additional unidentified remains found along that same stretch of parkway over the years, including a mother and toddler whose identities weren't confirmed until 2025, more than a decade after they were found. For 17 years, Rex Heuermann built an ordinary life just miles from where he left his victims. In the end, all it took to unravel it was a piece of pizza crust he never thought twice about throwing away.